Hey everyone, I'm Selena Hill and welcome to another episode of The New Norm on Black Enterprise. Today I'm speaking with music director and radio personality TT Torrez, who can be heard on New York airwaves as an on-air host on Hot 97. TT is also the vice president of artist and label relations at the legendary radio station and the woman behind Summer Jam, which is one of the biggest long-running annual hip-hop concerts in the country. We are also joined by special guest, Brooklyn-bred rapper Papoose. I'm super excited to have you both here. We're a few days out from Summer Jam. I'm a native New Yorker, so you know I'm always there. I've been there a handful of times, but I need you guys to describe the vibe for those who have never attended Summer Jam.
Wow. I mean, it's just a day of celebration. It's like a big family barbecue. What do you say, Papoose? It starts in the parking lot with the Festival Village at 3:30. Everybody grilling out, watching all the artists on the out in the parking lot, on the festival stage. It's just an amazing atmosphere that day. It's like one big family barbecue.
I mean, it's the grand finale of hip hop. You know, TT just being humble right now. It's the grand finale. It's the grand finale of hip hop, man. And you said it best. You said the longest running. And I think that makes a statement alone by itself. Like, Summer Jam has been here for a long time, and every year the excitement is just always there. It's something we look forward to in hip hop and outside of hip hop. Period. Just worldwide, people fly in from all over to attend Summer Jam. So words can't describe what it means to the culture.
One of my favorite things about Summer Jam is the fact that there's always moments for the culture there. Like that, 2001, Jay-Z brought out Michael Jackson. 2007, wow. Kanye West had the verses against Swizz Beatz, and that set the stage for what we know as verses today. There's always moments. What would you say are some of your favorite moments that have happened at Summer Jam?
Oh man,
I have to go with Pap's wife, Remy Ma.
Yes, I was there that year.
I'm gonna have to go with that one because that was a moment for the culture. That made the cover of the New York Times when she brought out all the female rap artists, from Queen Latifah to Lady of Rage to MC Lyte to Young and May to Cardi B. I had never seen anybody do that before. That was such an iconic moment for the culture to have all these incredible women on one stage performing together, creating unity, and to be on a level that Remy Ma is on as an MC. Ain't nobody messing with her when it comes to this rap. So for her to be able to galvanize all the ladies and put them together for that one day, that was my favorite moment in the culture. Pat?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with you on that because, prior to that, my wife was away for a little while, and the amount of females that were out there, hip hop is male dominated, and the amount of females that were out there being successful was very limited. But it seemed like after that moment, it opened the doors for us to have and see so many different females be successful in hip hop. And just you hit a lineup that teacher just mentioned who she brought out on that stage. And after that, so much changed in the game. So that one definitely. Also the Jay-Z, Michael Jackson, that was monumental. Like that was insane. Also, I think when Jay-Z came out and did Takeover, because after that, Nas followed up with Ether. So that was just a crazy time in hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
That was an amazing
I think those three right there.
Yeah.
That
was
iconic.
And I gotta say that Kanye West Good Music set, I believe that was 2017 or 2018, when Kanye West had Pusha T, just everybody who was hot on Good Music on that stage. That was iconic. And Pusha T is coming back this year, so I can't wait to see who he's gonna bring out.
That's what I'm so glad that y'all brought up those particular moments, because that's what really distinguishes Summer Jam. I go to a lot of festivals, a lot of concerts, but it's like they're like, I'm going to make this big announcement, or I'm going to make an impact. And they always do it on that stage. And matter of fact, I actually spoke with Remy in February when we were talking about Chrome 23. And I brought up that moment. And I was like, it definitely changed hip hop because it catapulted so many collaborations that we see with women. Like now it's the thing to do. You know, you hop on a track with your sis. Before, that was not happen. It was all about competition. So again, that's one of the reasons why I love it.
Yeah.
And also within that moment, was that what else was interesting was that a lot of people, they hip hop, they knowledge of hip hop and women in hip hop only go to like a certain year. When you look at that stage, my wife had Queen Latifah up there, Moni Love, like legendary females in the game.
Lady of Red.
Yeah, MC Light. Like you don't hear people mentioning these artists, man. So they try to like bury them. So the fact that she brought them out, and it just set a different tone in the game, man. So shout out to her for that.
Yeah, because there was a moment in time where they did collab. And they did records together and they shot videos together. And then the industry kind of shifted with it where it made it to a level where women felt like they had to compete against each other and they couldn't work with each other. But there was a time that they did have these collaborations. And I'm glad to see, because of that moment, you see more and more women getting back to what it used to be when they had the ladies' night anthem and the unity video was being shot and all of that. You see it now getting back to that after it being this drought of just like, oh, we got to compete against each other.
Exactly. So, we talked about the moments, the epic moments, and the history of Summer Jam. What can we expect at this year's Summer Jam?
Well, of course, we got the tribute to our brother, DJ K. Slay, who passed away earlier this year. We want to make sure we honor him in the most dignified way. And Papoose has been very instrumental in helping with that tribute that is going to be amazing. I don't know if he want to drop any jewels with that, because I don't want him to get mad at me. But it's going to be legendary.
Yeah, man.
Can you share talk about that?
I mean, I can say this, man. After Summer Jam, every year after Summer Jam, the game is never the same, and it takes a new direction. There are game-changing moments on that stage that happen. And I gotta say, this DJ K. Slay tribute is going to be one of those.
The vocals are in.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to let too much out. I don't want to let nothing out because I want the people to be able to enjoy that moment in this purity. But man, I'm just excited to see my brother get tributed like this. I want to thank TT and the entire Hot 97 staff, because my brother contributed a lot to this game, to this culture. And every year before Summer Jam, he's actually one of those DJs that's playing the music and promoting the artists and just creating the excitement that leads up to Summer Jam. So the fact that his untimely demise happened now and he's being tributed on that stage is just, it means a lot. And just to answer your question, it's going down. It's going to be a lot happening.
It's so funny you said that. I had a moment earlier this week where I thought about him, because he would come to my office and I would have to give him so many Summer Jam tickets because the hood would be on his heels. And I choked up this week because he would text me like, yo, TT, when can I get them tickets? And then he'll come to the office and he'd be like, nah, I need 20 more. I'm like, hey, 20 more? Because he had so many people that he had to take care of, in the hood and whatnot. So he needed his bulk. Like, I need the bulk of Summer Jam tickets as much as possible. And I missed that this year. This is the first year that I didn't get that text, or I didn't get that, walk outside my office. And I really missed that this year. I thought about that recently, and I choked up a little bit.
Every year Slay's out there. Mm-hmm. Every year he's out there at the festival, you know what I'm saying, with his straight stunting movement, just doing what he do. Slay supported the fellas and the ladies. So
I was gonna say the baddies and the baddies walking around like, where they come from.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah. I think the culture really misses DJ K Slay. He played a pivotal role in artists like LL Cool J's career, Fat Joe. Papoose, can you talk about some of his contributions to hip hop?
Oh man, we'd be on the Zoom forever. I can tell you that, you know, when 50 Cent was building, you know, went through his trials and tribulations, and he was coming back on the scene, killing. It was the K Slay record, 50 Shot Ya, which was off a K Slay project that first started warming the streets up crazy for 50. Slay was a major part of that, major part of the Terror Squad movement. You know, was there in the beginning of my wife's career. The first time I heard Kendrick Lamar or even met him was through K Slay. You know, he came over here and Slay introduced me to him, and I let him open up for me. Took him through Brooklyn, showed him the entire Brooklyn. But Slay was playing him on the radio when people was 12 o'clock at night on the drama hour, when they were saying, damn, who's this new artist? That's who you was hearing on the drama hour. Same with Nipsey. First time I ever heard Nipsey, the first person to break Nipsey in New York, K Slay, once again. Man, I can keep going. Like so many legends in the game. The whole Dipset.
Nicki Minaj. Oh, he was the first person to play her and pay her. Yeah, yes. like a lot of artists. He played Dipset. He played a huge part in their careers, and you know, we gotta hold them accountable when it comes to like showing that respect and that love back, because K Slay was all about that. He was a real one, and he always protected the culture. It was always about the culture for him first. You know, some people would put money or status or anything above, or their integrity above the culture. K Slay never did that. He was all about protecting the integrity of the culture, from graffiti to mixtapes to being an on-air personality, from being a DJ. All like he was all about protecting the culture.
Mm.
I'll tell you this. If you look at, hold on, let me say, I'll tell you this. If you find your favorite artist and you do your research and you look in the beginning of where they got started at, you'll see K Slay giving them that first start. And he gave a lot of artists to start. And his thing was, okay, I gave you this opportunity. Now it's up to you what you do with it from there. And some artists went on and became successful, and they're still here today. And there's some of our legends in the game, thanks to K Slay, that are here. So many legends were born on that drama hour.
Yeah, and not to mention too, some of the greatest hip hop battles was because of K Slay. You know what I'm saying? He had the most legendary hip hop battles ever. I miss some of that sometimes, because he would shake up the rap scene, you know?
Nah, definitely. Drama king.
How do you give flowers to someone who's so monumental and so huge? How do you show that respect and just keep his legacy alive?
You just show love. I mean,
you keep the legacy of, yeah, right.
Show love.
She said it best. You show love, and you keep you keep. Go ahead, TT.
Yeah, we keep the legacy going. You show love and you keep the legacy going. And this is not it. We got some more stuff we're going to do in the future for K Slay. This is just steps, you know, that we're taking to make sure that we continue to give him his flowers and make sure people understand what he did for the culture, and never forgetting about him. Especially he helped build Hot 97.
But I think that's right. I think the answer to your question, you got to get your tickets to come to Summer Jam on June 12th, and you will see how we give flowers to a legend.
That's right. Get your tickets so you can see how we could give flowers to a legend. And you could give him his flowers by being there in the building. Absolutely.
There you go. No better way. And TT, you know, just to take it back to Summer Jam, you play a leading role when it comes to booking, talent, planning this major festival, planning both stages. And, you know, I read that you're intentional about hiring other women and partnering with other women. So I wanted to talk about that briefly, like just your role. And, you know, like you're literally the engine behind this huge festival. How do you do this? And why is it so important for you to work with other women when you put this together?
I don't sleep. I send a lot of emails at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't expect people to respond. But for me, it's all about just having the right women around me to empower each other. And I will honestly say, if you want to get the job done, Black women are the most pivotal part of making sure that things are executed. We are the matriarchs of our family. My mom is a Black woman. She has raised 8 children on her own. She's the strongest woman I know. And she was the matriarch of our family. And she showed me that if you want to get things done, you have to take control and you have to execute. We make sure our husbands are off to work and our children are off to school. We make sure that all these things are done in a family environment. So when we come to our workspaces, we already naturally have that leadership in us because we are the matriarchs of our families, and we make sure that things in our family gets done and executed properly. So I always say, if you want to get things done, make sure you hire a woman of color, honey, because they know how to take that thing from point A all the way down to Z. So for me, it's all about making sure that I have the right circle of sisters to lift me up when I'm tired, to tell me, what moves I should make, or, and being able to listen, because it's a partnership. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this alone. I have a circle of people that help me, and it's all about empowering each other.
Speaking of strong Black women, Pap, you are married to one of the strongest Black women in hip hop, Remy Ma herself. What does that mean to you? Why is it so important for us to show up for Black women? And then on top of that, you're raising your daughter to be a strong Black woman.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it best. It means a lot to me. And it's very important to be supportive of our Black women, because we're dictating what happens in the future. The children are watching, and you guys are setting an example. However you choose to do it, whether you go positive or negative, they're going to mirror that. So mothers out there, always keep that in mind. The children are watching, and, just to be supportive. I think freedom, when it comes to our Black woman, we got to give them the freedom and, not make them feel held down or held back. Let them go out there. There's nothing a woman can't do that, that a man can do. And we have to let them go out there and show their different talents, show their different capabilities. A Black woman is so powerful, but if we try to contain that and be male chauvinist pigs and all of that nonsense, we're never going to be able to see their full potential. I always say, and y'all know my favorite quote, a woman is the most precious jewel, more precious than a ruby, emerald, diamond, or sapphire. Each man has to choose one woman and rise above the rest, so she can show the world how precious she truly is. Meaning, if you don't put your lady on that pedestal and show her that love, you will never know her full potential. So that's what I use, and that's my theory of supporting the Black woman.
Absolutely. That was beautiful. You spitting bars just now.
Yeah, and trusting that leadership. I think for me, to piggyback off what Pap said, I think a lot of times, people are just afraid to just give us the ball and let us alley hoop it. You know what I'm saying? But if you open your mind and you give them the ball, give these women the ball, they know how to take it down the court, dribble, lay it up, or shoot a 3-point. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about having that fair opportunity to showcase that leadership. And obviously it takes time. You got to work at it. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to really put the work in. But there's so many dope women in this culture, in front of the camera, behind the camera, that's putting in that work every day and every night. And all they need is just that opportunity to just alley hoop it up.
That's all they need. And, speaking of dope women, TT, we know that you recently graduated, went back to school and to get your degree, even though you're already a music executive, director, and on-air personality for a legendary radio station. Why was it important for you to go back to school and get a degree?
Well, I graduated with straight A's across the board, 4.0 GPA. Let me just put that out there. Honestly, for me, I always knew I was going to go back and get my degree. When I first started in college at Norfolk State University, I come from a very poor environment. So really financially, I couldn't afford to stay in college. I couldn't afford the books. I couldn't afford the tuition. I couldn't afford the room and board. So I started getting involved in my college radio station, and I said, you know what, let me focus on this career because I see this vision here and I see where this hip hop culture can take me. Let me just jump right in and do it. But I always had the mindset that I was going to go back and finish what I started when I was able to financially do that. And so the more I got successful, I always kept that in the back of my head that I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to see what else is out there and challenge myself. And that's what I did. I went back to school for business management because I wanted to see what else was out there. What else can I learn? How can I perfect my craft? How can I perfect my skills? And during the pandemic, I started the semester right before the pandemic hit. And I was actually going to classes. So I would go to the radio station and then go to school at night. I would put my schedule where classes started at like 7, and I would do my schedule around my work hours. And then when the pandemic hit and everybody went virtual, I was like, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to double down and really get this done. So I took actually a full semester, as 4 courses a semester. I actually took 8. And the reason why I did that, because I was at home, we were all in the pandemic, and I was like, you know what, let me double down and let me just knock this out. And I finished in a year. I finished almost a year before I was supposed to, because I doubled down and I stayed disciplined on getting the work done. And although the school was a little bit nervous, I had to write a letter and get all of this approval because they didn't think that I could do it, and in fact, my academic advisor suggested that I didn't do that. And she wrote an email. She was like, I'm advising you not to do that. You're a working mom. You have a full-time job, taking 8 classes. And, I know your GPA is important to you. But I was like, no, I'm going to do it. She ended up having to write me back saying how proud she was of my accomplishment because I made the honor society. I graduated summa cum laude. I had all of these accolades at the end. But I say all that to say is that for me, it was about challenging myself and really getting to that next level and saying, what else is out there for me? Because I'm always looking for that next thing. I don't let society put me in a box and say, okay, because you're here, that's it for you. That's all you can go. No, I want to break through any barriers. I want to see what else is out there. I want to educate myself. I want to have a degree. I want my son to be proud of me. I want to, experience that. And that's really what it was for me. And that's probably one of my most pivotal moments of my life and proud moments outside of the birth of my son and my marriage, is getting my degree and having that name on my wall in my office.
Well, congratulations to you, TT.
Congratulations, man. Look at that. During the pandemic, when everybody was hiding in the house from COVID, she was going to school and getting that degree. You see what I'm saying? See how powerful the Black woman is, man?
That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to the younger generation, like even Papoose's daughter. I want to shout her out. I'm very proud of his daughter, Chanel 9, for opening her own business during the pandemic and really becoming an entrepreneur and having a skincare line and making sure the ladies' stomachs and stuff is tight and getting her esthetician license and all of these things. So there, you could start out one way in your career and you think, okay, this is the trajectory I want to be on, but then you grow and you pivot to something else. But you can't be afraid to take those chances as a Black woman to put yourself out there and be able to pivot. What's stopping you? Fear. That's the only thing that stops you from taking that leap.
You're right about that, TT. And before we let both of you guys go, Pap, I just want to throw it back to you because, when TT was talking about how you thought we were going to stop, she didn't stop. And then earlier this year, you dropped that record. We went all for Remy and Lil Wayne. The bars were so crazy. And I was so happy that y'all put that record out, especially because there was talk that you were retiring. So I just want to get like a status update. Like what exactly is going on with Pap and what can we expect from you?
He got a studio built in the house. He ain't retiring.
Oh, man. I mean, it's just so crazy, man. When around that time, when I did say I was retiring, that's what was genuinely in my plans and in my heart to do. But K Slade was on top of me like, man, you ain't retiring. You crazy. You worked all of this hard. You got to keep going. Ain't no quitters over here. And he was constantly in my ear about that. So, you know, I did the record. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Shout out to Timberland for producing it. Shout out to 2 Chainz, Busta, my wife. Everybody who became a part of it. I didn't know, you know, my plan was to just drop a bunch of projects every month on my way towards my retirement, but I didn't know I would get the amount of love that I received when I did that. So I had to reconsider my retirement, you know what I mean, considering my brother K Slay and studio in the crib, like TT said. So I'm here, man. Y'all can expect some more music from me. I'm still working, man. Going down.
He's being humble, but let me just say this. Like K Slay, Papoose really loves the culture. He doesn't do this for a check or for bookings or for streaming numbers or for all that other stuff that's out there that a lot of people do it for. He genuinely does music because he loves the culture. Like he loves to give back to the culture. It's in his blood. Like he's going to rap. Okay, it's just gonna happen. He's going to rap because he loves this culture so much. And if you need him to write you a hot 16 and you need to hire a ghostwriter or whatever, his pen game is crazy. You can DM him. He got you. But I don't think he's ever going to retire, and nor should he have to, because the culture is all about the art. And as a creative, you always have to be able to create. That's your expression. That's if anything K Slay taught us is to never limit your art, your expression to the world. Why should he retire? Why should anyone that comes from this culture retire, you know, when they have a genuine love for the culture?
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But she right about that. Slay taught us a lot through his actions. Started out with graffiti, you know what I mean, all the way up into DJing, and now you look where he's at on Hot 97 and being a gatekeeper of the hip hop culture and just starting so many careers. So she's definitely right. Slay taught us a lot, and you know, I'm here to stay. It is what it is.
Love it, love it. I want to thank you both so much for your time. One more time, let us know how we can get tickets for Summer Jam. We can see Pap touch the stage, give tribute to DJ K Slay and TT. Obviously, you'll be there on stage and running everything behind the stage.
Yes. Okay. So June 12th, MetLife Stadium. You can get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com, hot97.com/SummerJam. And of course, day of, you can walk up and you can purchase your tickets as well. Doors, the festival is 3:30 p.m. The stadium is 6 o'clock p.m. Make sure you're there. The weather is looking good. Okay. Good. So we're gonna have a good time. So get your tickets right now and come party with us at Summer Jam.
And not to mention
they have a monster. Not to mention they got a monster lineup. Of course, we tributed my brother Slay, but this lineup that my sis TT put together, oh, y'all don't want to miss it. It's going down.
Crazy.
Don't want to miss it. Thank you guys so much. Can't wait to see y'all Sunday, June 12th at Summer Jam. Appreciate y'all.